Kamala Harris ascending to her black job.
Donald Trump made a comment that was very stereotypical about black people, and it was a joke about his stereotypical statement about black people.
What is a black job?
You'll have to ask Donald Trump.
Happens when a witness is asked the same question again and again, but refuses to give a direct answer. In this explosive House hearing, I watched a Republican lawmaker repeatedly press Maya Wiley over her past calls to defund the police. But instead of getting a clear yes or no, the conversation quickly turned into a heated clash over policing, race, and politics. Then the hearing took another dramatic turn, as witnesses accused the Southern Poverty Law Center of becoming politically biased. Stay with me, because this hearing delivered one tense exchange after another.
Believe in defunding the police?
I believe in public safety.
Does that mean driving dollars away from law enforcement? You said, quote, I'm going to take $1 billion from New York City Police Department. Do you still think that's a good idea?
Well, I'm here to talk about hate crimes, not my run for city. I stand by my run for mayor, and I appreciate the opportunity.
You have to cut the police budget and change what we mean by policing. Do you still stand by that statement as well? You believe in investing in community safety by defunding the police? What is a black job?
You'd have to ask Donald Trump.
A year ago on your LinkedIn, I was so honored and proud to be a New York State delegate for our next president, with Vice President Kamala Harris ascending to her black job. What is a black job?
You'll have to ask Donald Trump.
I have to ask, well, Donald Trump's not on the witness stand. Could Hillary Clinton have filled that black job? What you call a black job?
You'd have to ask Donald Trump.
Gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for holding this hearing, and thank you to the witnesses for taking the time to be here and testify before us. We certainly really appreciate that and appreciate your expertise. Ms. Wiley, I have a couple questions for you. Do you still believe in defunding the police?
I believe in public safety, and that means driving dollars to where we're most likely to prevent crimes from happening and ensure that we have responsive law enforcement that doesn't violate people's rights and it prevents crime.
Does that mean driving dollars away from law enforcement?
It means making sure we're driving dollars to the things that support public safety, and that's a variety of things.
So possibly away from law enforcement.
Well, I think we have law enforcement. We have talked about the need for law enforcement, particularly when we're fighting hate and bias crimes, which have more than doubled in this country since 2015.
Law enforcement is very important. During your mayoral race a few years ago, you said, quote, I'm going to take $1 billion from New York City Police Department. Do you still think that's a good idea?
Well, I'm here to talk about hate crimes, not my run for city. I stand by my run for mayor, and I appreciate the opportunity to try to drive dollars to public safety.
You have to cut the police budget and change what we mean by policing. Do you still stand by that statement as well?
I stand by the need to invest in community safety, to ensure that we have a vibrant civil rights community that is able to participate in keeping our community safe from hate and bias.
Investing in community safety by defunding the police?
I am here to say that I'm really grateful we have the Southern Poverty Law Center, because it is doing work, including with law enforcement,
you think defunding the police makes our community
hate and
safer?
bias
Okay,
crimes.
I've got another question for you. What is a black job?
You'd have to ask Donald Trump.
I'm not sure what that means. I'm referring to a statement that you made a year ago on your LinkedIn. I was so honored and proud to be a New York State delegate for our next president, with Vice President Kamala Harris ascending to her black job.
Donald Trump made a comment that was very stereotypical about black people, and it was a joke about his stereotypical statement about black people.
What is a black job?
You'll have to ask Donald Trump.
I have to ask, well, Donald Trump's not on the witness stand. So
well, I'm here to talk about hate crime, which I hope you want to talk about as well.
If the gentleman will yield, I can clarify that.
No, I'd like to hear from the witness, but I appreciate it. Could Hillary Clinton have filled that black job, what you call a black job?
You'd have to ask Donald Trump.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Dr. Swain, got a couple questions for you. And thank you again for being here. In your book, The New White Nationalism, which is excellent, you wrote that in 2002 there were approximately 2,000 KKK members in the entire nation. sounds like you believe a large portion of them were paid informants. Do you think that the SPLC was involved back in 2002?
Well, there was a scholar named Larry.
If you can turn the mic on, please.
There was a scholar named Larry Wilcox that I referenced, and he did research, and he was very critical of the Southern Poverty Law Center, and he said at one point that there were more paid informants than actually KKK members. And I would concede that the Southern Poverty Law Center was very successful as far as bankrupting the neo-Nazis and the KKK. So I would concede that, but I will also argue that as early as 2009, when I wrote the article that triggered the Southern Poverty Law Center, at that time the new Black Panther Party was patrolling the polls, I think in Philadelphia, and they were intimidating white people, and they had sticks in their hands, and the Southern Poverty Law Center had not labeled them as a hate group. And so in the blog, where I ended with, instead of monitoring hate groups, the Southern Poverty Law Center has become one. Instead of labeling or listing the new Black Panther Party, what they did, they went after Lou Dobbs, and they went after the Center for Immigration Studies and anyone who questioned liberal immigration policies.
Mm-hmm. And we've got about 15, 20 seconds left. Can you just, to sort of close us out, what are the dangers of paying for these informants and extremist groups like the KKK?
You get biased information if you're paying people for information. And one of the dangers for our society is that the Southern Poverty Law Center has pretty much become an arm of the Democratic Party. They are very partisan. They should not have that 501c3 status if they're going to take a side in, if they're going to be biased in how they monitor groups and how they destroy individuals like me.
Thank you, Dr.
After watching this hearing, one thing stood out to me more than anything else: the repeated effort by Republican lawmakers to get direct answers to straightforward questions. Congressman Brandon Gill repeatedly asked whether Maya Wiley still supported her previous statements about taking $1 billion from the New York City Police Department and reducing police funding. Instead of a direct yes or no, the discussion repeatedly shifted toward hate crimes and broader public safety issues. Supporters of Gill would argue that elected officials and public figures should clearly explain whether they still stand by major policy positions, especially on an issue as important as policing. The hearing also expanded into a broader debate about the Southern Poverty Law Center. Witnesses argued that an organization once known for fighting extremist groups has, in their view, become increasingly political in the groups and individuals it chooses to target. Those allegations remain disputed, but they reflected concerns raised by several Republican members during the hearing. Whether you agree with the Republicans or the Democrats, this hearing underscored how deeply divided Washington remains over public safety, civil rights, and political accountability. It also showed why congressional oversight hearings continue to draw national attention. They often reveal sharp disagreements that extend far beyond the hearing room. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think public officials should give direct answers when questioned about their past policy positions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to America Brief, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest moments from Congress and American politics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.